mining at this expansion, wiping out all those probes, bunch of kills for those Mutalisks, and they're 2 Naught Mutas now against 3 Naught Stalkers, but those Stalkers shut this down. So now Kotlz has played himself back into this game, but Legionnaire does have this nice big army right now, and these Mutas are softened up from that attack, looking like he's going to try and deny this expansion straight away. It's just this Spinecrawler to defend, more Zerglings coming in, but these Mutas are thinned out, their buddies are coming in, bunch more Mutas being produced, good spending there by Kotlz. Legionnaire trying to micro his Stalkers back and forth. He does have Blink, I imagine he'll go up the cliff, possibly, looking like no, he's not going to do that, he's just going to focus on getting good focus fires down, and we see Kotlz did manage to keep that expansion alive, but meanwhile, Legionnaire throwing down a bunch of cannons and re-expanding to the gold. Who says that Steps of War is a rush map? Apparently it's a huge macro fest like we're seeing here. More Dark Templars streaming across, looking like they're going to go to this second expansion that Kotlz threw up. Legionnaire really does not like this expansion. He's been trying to deny it all game, and we're seeing these Dark Templars come in, and there's no detection. They're going to go on a drone-killing party here, even taking a few whacks out of this Queen.
Yeah, now Archons are starting to hit the field with all these High Templars out of energy, so trying to maybe get rid of a bunch of these Mutas, which have been really the problem for Legionnaire this whole game. He denied them very early on, but now there's just so many, and these Stalker armies continue to be taken out, even with 3+ up attack versus only 2+ attack for these Mutas. They're still able to do it. Now he's attacking this gold expansion, taking out the pylons, it looks from the scenes, but all these cannons are now working on these Mutalisks now as these Stalkers look to push these Mutas back away from that gold expansion.
Yeah, those Archons are going to be crucial against those Mutalisks. Looking like Kotlz continuing to micro-efficiently fleeing, trying to race these Blink Stalkers across the map, but Legionnaire getting a bunch of hits off on them. That was a nice pylon snipe, but Legionnaire, being Legionnaire, was ahead of that earlier, just throwing down that pylon in time to get them repowered and really defend this expansion. Meanwhile, more Dark Templar harass going off on this expansion. Legionnaire has been constantly harassing this expansion. His first Dark Templar harass his second Dark Templar harass getting 12 kills. This third Dark Templar harass on this expansion getting a bunch more kills and shutting it down once again. So that's huge for Legionnaire. Even though there is this gold mining and operational, we're just looking at the income, which is drawn even, despite the fact that Legionnaire has 52 harvesters, so that was because he was switching down to this expansion, which is getting online now, and trying to clear these rocks. But once again, we're seeing a position maneuver here by Kotlz going straight in for Legionnaire's base, and we're seeing Phoenixes finally start to come online for Legionnaire, looking to try and counter this mass Muta that's coming in. Legionnaire was on the other side of the map, and he's slowly bringing his troops back into his base, but these Mutas able to go to work, trying to get these Stargates down. Looking like the Stargates may go down. This splash damage is getting through both of them. So Kotlz keeps changing his mind about what he's attacking. Now he's taking out the cannon. This Stargate is super low, finishes the Stargate. He probably should have taken out the Templar Archives, because that's such a huge threat to this mass Mutas, especially when he was attacking that expansion. Psystorm basically kept him in the game, but he picks off these Templars, once again trying to deny this expansion. So absolutely crazy macro game going on here. Legionnaire is able to defend and hold it off, but he lost a bunch of key units and pylons there, and those Stargates going down, and more nice play by Kotlz, although Psystorm and Cannons really working through the hit points of these Mutalisks as he tries to deny Legionnaire's gold, but both players still have their gold, and still all their main bases are standing.
Looks like the Zerglings now going straight to the base while these Mutas stay to try and take out this gold. I don't know if taking this gold is the best idea. He's just so fortified, he's going to have to bleed to take this as he sneaks around the back, avoiding most of these cannons actually. So a bit of an underside there as these Stalkers are now roaming around the back of this as these Zerglings were in the base cleaned up there. So it's just really these Mutas are the only thing keeping Kotlz alive. He's had a really good game though with these Mutas after having a very slow start, as now these Stalkers are just roaming the field, basically denying any of these Mutalisks any good positioning really, because really there's just so many Stalkers on the field. As now it looks like Legionnaire's actually going to push to the main.
Yeah, no, these Archons going to provide a huge difference maker, and Kotlz, few units being rallied there, being taken out. His forces are all over the place, coming behind with these Mutas. Psystorm being used as a shield to keep these units away. They're clustering. They do not want to do that against Archon. Looking like he's magic boxing though to fight these Archons. So now he is coming into the middle of this, trying to fight these Archons, but there's just so many Stalkers now, as well as these Archons, and the Mutas get absolutely incinerated, and the Archons provide the difference maker there. But another thing Kotlz had to be careful of is he was doing all those Zergling run-bys, and that's sacrificing so many units, and Legionnaire was slowly building up his forces, despite the damage the Zergling run-by were doing. Legionnaire just played himself back into the game, and crazy to see such a long game in Steps of War, but Legionnaire just too strong.
Yeah, it's just great play by Legionnaire, just taking care of all the early meter harass and then pushing out when he had the army, not losing his cool there. He just really kept his cool that whole game, got the units he needed to, and in the end just crushed that muter army with those Archons. Just so powerful against those mutas when they're not magic boxing. So, yeah, just great play by Legionnaire.
Yep, and now it's 1-1, and we go to Game 3, ace match of the Zaz Open.